Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mediocrity Podcast, episode 3. Oh my goodness. This is a podcast for people with slightly below average intelligence. If you got an IQ of above 100, well, can't watch, but if you're like a half-eaten candy bracelet, welcome. I'm joined here today by my good friend and co-host of equal importance, Garrett.
Hi, half-eaten candy bracelet? That's really
I'm
where you're
also
going?
joined here by a very special guest, our good friend, editor, and beats creator, Christian.
Well, thank you. I'm very glad to be here with you guys, with you two nice guys. It's going to be a great time. I know it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I
So,
don't
what
know
are
if
we doing today?
I was gonna talk about this whole quarantine situation. This is it's a great time. Now, we're just gonna specify real quick the place we are currently located in, where all three of us live. We're not in
Mhm.
full quarantine. I say in quotes. Like we're under quarantine, but it's not to the point where we physically are not allowed to leave our house without like a police officer stopping us or something. So it's kind of crazy, but we're not in the worst parts of the world, people. We're only slightly getting there. But
Just your general run-of-the-mill quarantine.
yeah, your
Yeah,
average
just your
quarantine.
average basic quarantine. Nothing crazy.
I was just gonna
But you
ask.
never know though. In these next few weeks, it could turn pretty bad. I mean, you've seen these statistics coming out and all these reports and everything.
Yeah, man,
It's a
the
little scary.
0.02% death rate.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know if any of us will make it through. I know that's like 1 in 3, right? I did my math right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
I was just gonna ask, what are you two getting up to on a daily basis with this quarantine? Because like we don't have, for those of you who don't know, we're all in high school still, and we don't have that much going on. School starts next week, but these like past 2 weeks we really haven't had anything. So what have you guys been getting up to like daily?
Well, I
Well,
mean,
oh,
I'm sorry. I've been doing a whole lot of nothing basically. I mean, I've haven't really accomplished anything at all. Been in my room most of the time, eating, drinking. Those are probably the highlights of my day, I would say. But other than that, I mean, it's been terrible. So bored. You know. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I've been like sleeping until like 12 p.m. like every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wake up, maybe eat like a Slim Jim or something, and then I'll go to my room.
I don't know
Yeah,
if many
it's
people
like
do
it's
this.
like it's just like this for some reason being in my house all the time. It's like not having responsibilities. Like the less responsibilities I have, the less active I am, and the less like motivated I am to kind of do anything at all.
Which is kind of
It's
funny.
weird.
Because you would think it's the opposite, right? Like you're given more responsibilities, and that's
Yeah,
like makes you not want to do stuff. But without even having the sense of needing responsibility, you're like, well, now I really don't want to do anything.
I mean, like you've got all this free time, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do so much. Like I'm gonna start working out. I'm gonna like get all these scholarships done, whatever. And then I just end up sitting in my room every day, like just like staring at my computer screen,
You know,
like losing brain cells by the second. You know, it's crazy.
Well, it's better than like, I don't know, staring at a wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I've just been doing a lot of staring out my window and like looking at my neighbors. God, my neighbor is fat. He's huge.
What? I'm sorry. Wait. What? Your neighbor's huge?
Yeah.
Like you're just talking about like weight wise, like he's just really overweight.
Yeah,
And why are
Is it
you?
the neighbor across from you, Jade?
it is.
Okay. Yeah, I know that. I know that guy.
Here's the question: why are you just staring at him all the time? Because that's kind of creepy, Jade. Not gonna lie.
Dude, okay, so I've been like, my room is really dark, right? And I've been spending like 98% of my time in my room. So I figured a couple days ago, I was like, I'm gonna start letting some natural sunlight in my room. I open my windows and I see him like standing out there with his dog. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, all right. So I go back to my whatever I'm doing, not work, God knows that. And then like 3 hours later, I look back out and he's like in the same exact area. So I'm like, hold on, this could be interesting. And he stood there for another like 2 hours.
He was there for 5 hours straight, standing there holding his dog
Like
on a leash.
Yeah,
it's like waiting for his dog to use the bathroom.
I'm
For
sure he
five.
like moved around when I wasn't looking. Like,
It's kind of
God,
What if he
dude,
didn't have to go? What if his dog didn't have to go and he was just standing out there? And his dog was like, "What is going on?"
funny.
he like
He's
wasn't
just
even
like,
on
"I'm
his phone.
fine."
He was just like staring at the grass.
But it was like raining. It was like pouring down rain. He's just standing out there with his dog, like he's like sinking in a like a puddle of mud. He's like waist deep in mud, and his dog's just like getting choked because the leash is too short to reach up above.
You're just waiting for him to piss, and he's like, "Come on, do it."
But he's not even doing anything. He's just staring at the grass.
Yeah, that's
waiting.
Literally, he's like not even looking at the dog. He was just standing there.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane, dude.
I don't know if I don't really know any of my neighbors that well, to be honest. I live in like one of those like townhouse things where we're all technically like connected, but you can't like actually access each other's houses because that'd be weird if you could. But I do not know any of them. I just know sometimes like I'll be outside, like jump roping or something, and like the elderly couple that I guess lives next to us will come out and they'll give me funny looks, and I'm like, "What? You're about to die soon anyway."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. At least you're out here jump roping.
Why I
they can't
oughta.
even jump rope.
What'd you say, Jade?
I said, why I oughta.
I oughta. Like these people, they
I
keep.
had to come over there and show you how a true man jump ropes.
No, they're just haters because they're too frail. They can't do it right. They
can't.
probably get like 1 or 2, and then they're like, oh, they like mess up and they get all frustrated and go back inside.
My spleen.
My prosthetic
Aw.
hip.
The arthritis, it starts kicking in and they can't jump rope.
Starts getting crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I know one of my neighbors. The other guys, well, actually, I know both my neighbors, but the one guy's a little weird because we saw him one time and he was like outside. I forget because it was all a blur because we were like driving back up, and I think I like looked and then like I thought I saw something and then I immediately looked away, but I couldn't tell if he was like naked or if he was just wearing underwear, but he was like outside like in his driveway, like either in underwear or completely naked, and I kind of like I haven't spoken to him since, and it's kind of weird because like he lives so close to me and his dog always runs over in my yard and he has to come get the dog and I'm always like hey, he's like hey. And then he goes back, and it's weird as hell. My other neighbor's kind of cool though.
But like
Apparently he had like
oh, go ahead.
he had like a spinal problem or something. He had to get a spinal tap, I think. I don't know exactly what it was, but yeah, we didn't even know. And like he was like off work for like 6 months, and we had no clue because like, we don't talk regularly. Like I know him, but we don't talk regularly. So like he had this whole medical thing going on. I had no clue, and I was like, oh my god, it's terrible. But yeah, my neighbors are alright. They're not anything crazy.
That kind of makes me think of what is it? There's a like that like you said like seeing your one neighbor just out in his underwear in the driveway.
Yeah,
And
like scarred me.
Yeah, it scarred you. I was just about to say I have another one where it's like that. It was one day I was at school and I was going to use the men's bathroom as I am a male. And so every like if girls don't know, if any girls are listening, there's rules when you use the men's bathroom, like when you're using a urinal or such. There's like 2 or 3 rules I can think of. First one, every other urinal. You don't go peeing next to another guy. That's just not cool. That's not the rules. You know.
Second rule, you have to pull your pants all the way down.
No, second rule.
Yeah, your
is the
pants have to be
opposite
around
of
your
that.
ankles.
No, your pants have to. Like you don't pull your pants down at all. Like you don't show any butt cheek. Like you just pull down the front so you know you can let it out and pee. All right. That second rule is what was broken when I walked in the bathroom. So one of our good old teachers didn't realize he was in there. I walk in, see his butt hanging out fully. I stood there for a second, went, oh no. And then instead of going to use the urinal, because all I had to do was pee, I had to go to a stall. And I just sat there and like for 5 minutes and went, what did I just look at?
Wait, it was a teacher?
Yeah, it was a teacher. I'm not gonna say
Dude, that's
the name.
insane.
But it was
Like
a
down
teacher.
by his ankles?
No, it wasn't around his ankles, but it was like underneath his butt. So like you could
How do
see
you
his
not-
full
what?
butt. I don't know. It was just so awkward. Like what I think if you knew what teacher I was talking about, I can tell you guys afterwards. He's like pretty confident with himself. He's like a man's man teacher, so it's like I can understand why, but at the same time, I was.
You think it's one of those things where it's like when no one's in the bathroom, you kind of like back up and see how far you can go?
I have never done that, but I kind of want to at some point, you know?
Yeah. Well, it all depends on like I don't know, because sometimes I find that like it'll just be a lot really quickly, or it'll be like a lot really slowly. So it all just like depends on how the fast the stream just wants to be.
Man,
There's
these
no,
kidney
like-
stones sure.
What?
What?
These kidney stones sure are something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. No, it's crazy, man. I saw that and I was like, all right, I'm gonna not use that bathroom again. And to this day, I have not used that same bathroom.
I would never be able to return.
Terrified of seeing that same image again.
That's awful. I'm so
You're a
sorry.
coward.
I know. That reminds
Coward.
me. I don't know. I was another time reminds me of the bathroom. I was going to use the bathroom again, but this time I had to use the stall, right? You know, like, you gotta pull out number 2. You're not gonna take a poop in the urinal. Like, that's not cool. Rule number 3, ladies, don't poop in the urinal.
Yeah,
Happens to
no,
the best
urinals
of
are
us,
for pissing.
don't do it. But I was walking into the bathroom, and I was like, oh man, I really gotta go. And so I was like rushing in there. So I burst open the first door. There's a little bit of pee on the seat. So I'm like, oh crap, I gotta use the next one. Probably should have stayed in that first urinal because I opened up a second urinal. There is poop everywhere. Like, I don't know how this man missed that bad or if he smeared it everywhere.
Missed?
But it was like on the wall. There was some on the floor. There was some on the toilet seat. I was like, my man, what are you doing in a stall? It was the wildest thing. And then
How do you
after that,
Sure, wasn't one of the special kids?
it might have been. I'd feel bad if it was, but like,
Because I had a cousin like that one time who used our bathroom at our house, and like when you opened the door, it was like smeared everywhere.
Oh my god.
yeah, it was like absolutely. I was like, oh, I did not need to see all of that. I was like, this is not for me, boys. I gotta back out. So
Yeah. That's
yeah.
disgusting. I mean, like, realistically, if you know how to use the bathroom, like you've been trained, like when you were a little child, like they told you, like you sit down and then you push, and then you push, and then it just happens.
Then you push, you know.
How do you miss though? Like,
I don't know.
where's the room? There's no room for error. It just happens.
He was like trying to
You can't
record a
go in.
funny video for his friend.
Or maybe he had to
Smeared
go
on
real
the
bad,
toilet.
and then like he turned around, started sitting, but then mid sit, it just let loose and then went all over
Oh,
the seat. That's the only
oh.
scenario I can imagine.
But it was
where
like
that would
on the
even happen.
walls of the stall too. Is my problem.
Okay, yeah, then that's-
It was kind of like one of those things where it's like, might as well.
Exactly.
might as well. What?
You already missed. Might as well just take it all the way. There's no going back at
Might
this
as well
point.
cover
It's
the
like
entire
my-
stall in your feces. What the hell?
So-
No,
It was so bad, guys. I was not about it.
that's unacceptable, dude. Imagine having to clean that up. Though I feel so bad for the janitorial staff at our school.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
oh my god, like you have an awful day. Like you're just like dealing with like, these terrible kids, like cleaning up like spilled like lemonade all over the cafeteria floors, like with your hands with like a rag, and it's like all sticky, and then you feel like disgusting. So you got to wash your hands, and then you just smell this smell, and you're like, what the hell is that? And you open up the stall, and there's just shit smeared all over the walls and on like the back of the toilet seat, and it's like on the
Again,
floors and
oh
everything,
my
and you're
gosh.
like, oh my god. And it's like your day is like over, but you're like still there because you're like just about to leave, and then it's like no, and then you have to clean that up, and that's the last thing you remember from your day at
Oh,
work.
that'd be the
It's
worst.
kind of
Cleaning up
like
this
when
shitty
like
stall.
the janitor's like sit in his office and he's like walk up to him. He's like, "We got a problem." He's like, "What?" We were dumping in the urinals, dude, and that clogged it. And he's like, why were you doing that? Why? It's like,
Yeah.
it's funny, man.
It's so funny.
That's I would never want to work as like a janitor. That's like probably my number one like never would work job.
Okay, but
ever.
like,
You get like no respect from any student, and you got to clean up after all of them.
yeah, I guess a
it's
janitor.
terrible.
If I was gonna do something where it had to be like, you know, dealing with all that kind of messes and stuff, I don't know. I'd probably just go into plumbing, to be honest, because you'd probably make better money.
Yeah, plumbers make good money. I mean, I feel like you kind of need some sort of like formal education to do that though. And I'm not like dissing janitors, but like, you know, plumbing.
Yeah, you need like an
need,
apprenticeship.
Yeah, you need a certification, I think, to be a
you got to
master
know what
plumber.
you're doing.
So-
You get really
Because you're not just cleaning; you're like actually like solving clogged pipes and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, if I had to deal with seeing messes all day, I'd rather probably deal with plumbing rather than being a janitor. Payment wise, maybe enjoyment. I don't know.
Would
I
being a
flushed a
plumber be
whole
enjoyable?
12-inch pizza down my toilet and I got clogged.
Could you imagine that? Like you're a plumber, and you get like this house job. Some guy calls you, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm clogging up the drain. I don't know what it is, man. The water just it won't go down." He's like, "All right, I'll come take a look." Then he comes in, he gets his flashlight, kind of looks down the drain a little bit, like 2 feet down maybe. He sees a fucking pepperoni, like the exact the exact width of like the sink, and it's like plugging. He's like, "Huh." And then he opens the pipe up, and out falls this like intact, like perfect, like large pizza from Papa John's, and it just falls out, and like the water all comes out. And he's like, "What the fuck?" The guy's like, where did that come from?"
And the guy's
He's
like, "Oh, dude, I've been looking for that."
He's like, "Yes, finally, thank you." And then he goes over and starts eating it,
Oh,
like off the ground.
No.
It's gonna cost
And
you
the-
an extra $12 for making me watch that.
Dude, my question is, why is it gotta be Papa John's pizza, bro?
I don't know.
I mean, he is responsible for Corona after all.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah,
The Day of Reckoning.
the
Yeah.
day of
Yeah, when
reckoning.
after he said the N word,
Oh
he
yeah.
got fired.
Okay, I'm not fully sure about that whole story. So what happened with like the whole him saying the N word or whatever?
Because
He
he was
said it.
He said
no,
it.
he was on like a conference call with like people that worked at Papa John's, I think, and he said it. Like I don't know if it was jokingly or not or whatever, but he still said it. And then the call got leaked, I guess, and then he got fired from the company. Like Papa John, like this was he the CEO? I forget.
He was
But
just like the
he was the
mascot.
spokesperson. He
Yeah,
was like
he
the
was the
mascot, I
person
guess.
like
But
in
yeah.
all the commercials and all that.
And then they fired him from Papa John's. I mean, how can you have Papa John's without Papa? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
And then
Post in the house. Got to get Post, his son.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I kind of miss the guy. Like, it was terrible what he did, but I miss him.
Yeah, it's just
Papa
kind of
John's
wild.
just isn't the same.
I never knew like what actually happened with it. Like I heard that he said the N word, and I just wasn't sure if it was like this big thing or if it was just like, yeah, he said it once, and then people were like, that's not cool, and then he got fired.
Yeah, and then he called the day of reckoning upon the Papa John's staff that fired him from the company.
You
Right?
will-
And I guess it turned into the form of
He was like,
a
"What are you gonna do
pandemic.
now?" He's like, "Just wait. The Day of Reckoning will come." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Just be patient."
Yeah. He was like, just have faith. And now here we are. Look at this.
he calls
And everyone's locked in their houses, and he's just like, ah.
and he's living it up
Careful
in
what
prison.
you wish for, Papa
Is he
John.
in prison or did he just get fired?
He
"Why
just
would
got
he be in
fired.
prison for saying the N word?"
You don't go to jail for saying the N word.
Yeah, not with our current government. You probably get praised.
All right, we're not going to get into politics, Chris.
Yeah.
That's a gray area.
All right. Well, yeah. Still, I miss Papa John. I mean, he was a good character. You know,
He was a good character.
Yeah,
He was
I like that guy.
He was
quite the
my favorite.
specimen.
He was
Really.
my favorite character on Sesame Street. To be honest, I really liked seeing Papa John explain to me what the N word was.
I
I
like
mean,
seeing
what
him
other-
push Kermit over the edge of a building.
What other pizza mascots? I know there's like Little Caesars, but like, what is that dude's name even? Like, is he just Caesar?
I think it's just
Is he
Caesar.
Little Caesar?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
Well,
Little
like a
Caesar.
weak mascot. He doesn't even. He just has pizza. He has no personality.
Dude,
no
they had the
charm.
best commercials though.
What do you mean they have the best commercials?
Dude, like, have you seen the ones like, remember, the only two constants in this world are pizza and money or something? He's like, what about taxes? He's like, we're with the IRS.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that was pretty good actually.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Or the one where like the guy's like, oh, my wallet. He has like a broken arm and like a cast, and he's like, oh, my wallet's in the other pocket. So he like breaks his cast, and he's like, ah,
Oh,
he's in his
yeah.
pocket.
Okay. All right.
It's
I'll
funny
give him,
because like he could have like just like easily reached over with his other arm.
yeah, I'll give him some credit for that. They have great commercials.
No,
They
my
really
question
do.
is, you're right though. Like, no other pizza place has a mascot, like a real mascot, because
But yeah.
Domino's is a domino.
Domino's is a domino. It's
And
not a character. It's an
Pizza
inanimate
Hut
object.
has a hat as it.
It's like a hut. Like
Yeah, it's like a
what, is
little
it a hat? I don't
red
even fucking know.
hut hat thing. Yeah, like
It's like the roof kind of.
yeah, like what I don't understand. I don't think any of the
Actually,
pizza
no.
places-
No. Domino's did have a character.
Who?
Yeah,
Really?
Noid.
Noid.
Oh wait, yeah, Noid. It was the Noid.
Yeah, he was the guy
'Cause,
who was like, what did he like hate pizza or something, or did he like try to steal it?
I think yeah, he might have like hated pizza. Because I remember I watched this show called The Goldbergs.
Oh
and this
yeah,
kid,
yeah. I know what you're talking
He was
about.
like he was working at like a pizza restaurant. I don't know what it wasn't. It might have been Domino's. I don't know. But he was the dude who was like his manager was like, "Hey, don't mess up, or you're gonna be the Noid." And he was like, "What's the Noid?" And then he had like this cardboard cutout of like this character. He was like, "That's the Noid," and they like had this dramatic music and it, like zoomed in on the cardboard cutout. And he was like, "Oh, I want to be that guy." I never knew what it was. I guess it's Domino's old mascot then.
Yeah, I don't think they have him anymore because like it was too gross.
Maybe.
What? What do you mean too gross?
Like if you look at a picture of the Noid, he's
Oh.
like yucky, ewy.
Hold on. Should I look up the Noid?
Christian, put a picture
just-
of Noid on the screen right now, so the
Okay.
viewers can see what happens. This is just post editing. We're doing
Yeah,
it.
man,
three.
edit this in.
3, 2, 1. Noid.
Yeah, no, that's
There he
crazy.
is.
Wow, he's
And then
disgusting.
Put some rule 34 of Noid right here.
No,
3, 2,
no,
1.
no.
3,
Noid.
2, 1.
Oh no. We just
Look at
lost
that.
20%
Look
of
at
the
that. Come
viewers.
on.
Oh man.
Oh, it's
Check
so
that
bad.
out, guys. Look at this. Look
Oh
at this
my
guy.
god, look how cute he is. Oh man. Really makes
Let's
you hungry
go.
for pizza, doesn't it?
It really
No.
does, yeah. I mean, I just had lunch, but I could probably still eat some pizza. I could squeeze some pizza down my throat.
What's your
Probably.
favorite guy? What's your guys' favorite type of pizza?
Favorite type of pizza? You mean like brand or like
Well, let's do type of pizza. So like whether that be
toppings?
like the type of crust, toppings, whatever, and then we'll do from what place you like to get that type of pizza from.
I like a good
Alright,
old fashioned New York style pizza.
You like New York style?
Yeah.
I respect. I like mm, this is a really tough question. I like deep dish. I think
Deep dish. I'm
I
more.
really like
I'm,
deep dish.
I'm a big fan of like I like the thicker crust. I like pan pizzas. You get
Mm.
fluffy crust. You
Mm.
get some good crispiness to it. It's real good. And then where do you guys
Mhm.
prefer to get those types of pizzas from? Like, where's your number one pizza place?
There's a place called Sal's I like a lot, but I think
Mm.
the best pizza I've ever had. There's this place. I get my haircuts in Baltimore because I'm friends with this guy.
Oh, with Ruben.
My, yeah, Ruben, my boy Ruben.
Yes.
I get haircuts with him, and there's this one pizza place really close by. It's called like Bop, like BOP. It's called Brick Oven Pizza, and it's like that's some good stuff right there, man. Like they have like this whole like brick, like they like literally have like an oven made of bricks, and there's like special wood in there, and they like cook it in the fire.
I gotta be
Dude, it's
honest,
good stuff.
Jade, I think that's why it's called brick oven pizza. It's 'cause it's made from a
I'm gonna strangle you.
brick oven. Just saying. Christian, what about you?
I, I gotta say Domino's. I think
Dude,
they've really stepped up
yes.
their game these past few years. I mean, have you
Domino's
seen
is
their
so
stock?
good. Yeah,
Like their
dude.
stock prices? Have you
What-
like it was like so low.
I like how you're
They like
basing
tanked.
I like how you're basing the taste of pizza based on their stock prices. You're like,
Well, the
Domino's
taste is better
stock is
too.
so high, it tastes so
Well,
good.
I think the stock has to do with the taste because
Oh,
like
for
it
Yeah.
sure.
wouldn't be going up if people
Because it
didn't
used to
like
be
the
dog
taste of
shit.
it.
Yeah. It used to be like fake everything. It was terrible, and then they stepped their shit up, and it's actually
Our cheese
impressive.
is made out of dog milk.
I think Domino's is my favorite place to get like pizza from like around here or get like pan pizza because like oh you're right Christian like they figured it out. I don't know what they figured out or how they figured it out, but they figured it out all right.
I think the leaving of Papa John. I think Papa John is in cahoots with Domino's now to bring down the
Oh, it's like
Papa
the one guy
John's.
who was like a spokesperson for Verizon, and then he switched over to Sprint.
And then he went
Yeah, he
back to
switched up.
Verizon and now he's back at Sprint.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy's probably rich as fuck.
Oh
Like, to
sure,
be
he's been
honest.
going everywhere.
They're probably filling his pockets with money, like because he's such like a charismatic guy. You know, he's like the only person that I would want to see on like a cell phone service commercial,
Switch now
like
and
a
you can
provider
definitely get a 5G plan plus an
But
unlimited
like when I
warranty
think of
on these 4 new
commercials, like
phones.
I don't really watch like TV that much, so I only get like ads on like YouTube, and that's how I see ads and stuff. But like it just reminds me of those ads where it's like, oh, don't skip this ad, and it's like, all right, okay, and I skip it. It's like if you don't want me to skip it, make it more interesting. Also, I don't care about like purple mattress.
Yeah.
but don't even get me started on those like Squatch body wash ads.
Yeah.
When you got this ugly guy, and he's telling you, what does he say? He says, "Oh, what
soap
did
you-
he say to
The soap you shower with, it's and then he bleeps it out. And he's like,
Oh yeah, it's S word.
you're
and
probably
then-
still soaping up with that bar of soap your mommy used to buy you. And then he pulls down a
That's
curtain.
what
It's
he
a girl
said.
with a duck, and he's like, I mean, it's a guy with a rubber duck, and he's like, ah. It's like,
Yeah.
what the heck? My favorite.
That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
It's not good. My least favorite thing is the Goldilocks like purple foam mattress one or whatever, where it's like we have this patent pending egg drop test, and if the eggs don't
I actually
break,
love purple mattress ads. Like, did you see the one where it was like the Sasquatch?
no.
where they're moving the. Wait,
So
no.
okay, so it was like a 2 minute ad, and I kid you not, I watched the entire thing because it was like hilarious. And it's basically like this like Sasquatch mom, and she's like, I love purple mattress because it just
Oh wait,
I don't
yeah, I
know,
know what you're talking
it's
about.
cool,
now.
and like she's like starts talking about like the sheets they give you for free and stuff. Oh, dude, it's such a
Oh, and
funny
then there's
ad.
like the little kid that runs around, like the little
Yeah, he's
Sasquatch
like-
kid.
My little kid likes to have chocolate pudding on his bed. Also, he pees the bed.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's so weird.
I have no clue what either of you are talking about.
I feel like
I feel like I'm
You gotta
so
look
out
up.
of the
You gotta
loop
look
right
up
now.
purple mattress ads after this.
Yeah,
I'm so out of the loop. Like what?
I feel like they just make like for people to stay interested in commercials, they've just made them weirder and weirder. Like no commercial has gotten like after I don't know. I feel like the first thing that started off is the one like was it a Doritos or a Mountain Dew thing with like the puppy monkey baby or whatever commercial. Do
I
you guys
think the
remember
first
that?
Oh,
real
yeah,
ads to
I
like
remember
catch
that.
attention, like because of how weird they were the Old Spice ads.
I maybe
Oh,
Geico.
yeah.
maybe Geico, because Geico has had that whole pig thing going on. They're doing some weird stuff. It's kind of weird.
Well,
I think the one
no one
thing that
cares about
killed.
Geico. The lizard is epic.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best mascots
He's
of any, or the most recognizable mascots of any company.
he's not a lizard. He's a gecko. Just saying, it's a Geico gecko. That's the whole point. But it's whatever.
Because yeah, his animal is like similar to the company's name. He's got a good
persona.
voice.
His persona.
It's animated well,
Yeah.
Like he's memorable. He's got some good zingers too, good one-liners. They'll make you chuckle every now and then. I would get Geico. I would get
Save
Geico.
15%
You
or
would
more
get
on car
Progressive?
insurance.
You don't
I
like
would
Flo?
save 15% or more on car insurance.
By the way, guys, I'd like to just point out this next portion of our podcast is sponsored by Geico. No, I'm kidding. That's funny though.
If only.
Is that we just led
Dude,
up to
Geico.
talking about, we just kept talking about mascots till it build up and build up and build up till we could just slip in Geico and just say, here's our sponsor, by the way.
Let's hit up Geico's social media manager and
Dude,
see
what
if
I
he'll
wouldn't give
sponsor
for
us.
the Geico lizard to like kill me.
Like,
Hello?
you want to die from his like you want him to kill you?
I don't know. Can you imagine him like walking around like he's like a little like 3-inch lizard and he has like this huge like sword, this like halberd, and he's like, "Your time has come."
Time has come.
It's like, thank you. Hey, finally.
I mean, if
Like,
I was
just
gonna
30 minutes
go out
ago.
some way, that would be it, probably.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah,
I
well-
well,
I don't know if that'd be my first way to choose to die, to be honest. I feel like I'd probably pick something else.
Like what?
if I was in the moment and he was like, "Do you want me to kill you?" I'd be like, "Sure." But if I could come up with a way I wanted to die, I would probably come up with something better.
What did you say, Jade? You asked what I would rather die to?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like something like instant and not getting
Would
chopped
be.
in half.
Dude, he'd strike you right through the jugular and you'd be like, "Ugh."
Okay, but then you have that moment of pain because you're like, "Ugh." I'd rather just
Yeah.
be
You
like,
have a moment of pain with everything, Gare Bear.
no. Well, if it's like a bullet to the head, it's like an instant death thing. It's like gone.
Okay, what if someone drops? Okay, they get like an aircraft carrier, or I'm sorry, not like an aircraft carrier, like what do you call it? Like a really big plane. I don't fucking know. What are the big planes called?
Airliner?
Yeah, like a cruise liner or something like that.
Yes, but like there's military ones.
A
Aren't there?
freight train? I mean, a freight plane?
I guess a freight plane. Yeah.
Okay.
That carries like giant cargo containers. Yeah, you fill that up with like anvils, and you open it up. If it can still like maintain its like height in the air and not like crash land, fill it up with like 1,000 anvils, and drop them all on me simultaneously,
Why?
like directly onto my head. That'd be the most instantaneous way to die of all time, I think.
Because the velocity, it would reach terminal velocity.
And just
And you would not feel a thing. I mean, you couldn't feel it. Like that would be instant. Like what could be faster than that?
I don't know. Maybe having like the Flash stick his hand inside your chest and just like tear apart your entire heart instantly.
Yeah. What
Or
if
maybe you could just like, I don't know, drown in quicksand.
You
That'd be
can't.
terrible.
Okay, wait. You can't.
that would also be terrible though?
You
Like,
can't
that'd be
drown
I
awful.
know
in
you can't. You
quicksand.
can only go to your waist.
Yeah. So don't say you're gonna drown in quicksand, then.
Okay, how about like you go to like one of those like golf courses, but like you know how like the water and the water hazards are like 2 inches thick.
Yeah.
So like, what if you just like fell, like you hit your arms tied and you like fell, but like perfectly so that you were like face down and you drowned there.
That would be terrible. That'd be
I mean,
the
you can
most
drown in like an
unlucky.
inch of water, right?
Well, as long
Yeah.
as as anywhere you're getting oxygen from, like your nose and mouth are cut off, then yeah, I guess.
Like, yeah, if you're like crazy unconscious and you fall in an inch of water and you're like face down perfectly, I mean, that's it for you.
You're gone.
The only possible way to fall over to die would be to fall face first, and that's what happens.
The most unlucky guy ever.
You could fall
be-
in your arm and be like, "Oh, ouch."
Oof.
that'd be shit to die like that.
I
That'd be
feel like
terrible.
it's
I want to
pretty-
die on my own terms, man. I don't want to die some like pussy way.
Some pussy way.
I want to.
You like go to the bathroom and it's like the Green Reaper comes for you and you're like, "Dog, really? Can you give me like 2 minutes?
Just
Yeah,
give me
come
one
on.
sec. I'm almost done.
Let me get in a
I'm gonna
cool
curate
pose.
my death.
Let me put a jacket on real quick. I'll give you $2 if you let me chill here for a bit."
Two
Like,
bucks. I'll give you like
I want.
$5 to let me just go downstairs, and as I'm falling, for you to do it.
Yeah, no, here. Let me act like I was sleeping in bed. and then you can kill me.
Dude, what if that's actually what always happens? Like, the Grim Reaper comes and they
No.
see him, and they're like, wait, listen, I think it'd be funny. What if I
They like
wait-
see him outside of the window, like knocking on the door. He's like, "Oh, okay, hold on, I gotta get ready for him."
It's like, wait, what if I act like I'm sleeping, and they'll totally think I just died in my sleep, but actually I was awake the whole time. It'll be the funniest prank. Let's watch their faces.
And then right after I scare all of them by acting like I was dead, and then come back to life, you can like cut my head off in front of them.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't care.
I feel like that's like a common like thing with old people. It's like if they're in a retirement home, they're just like, "Oh, dude, you have like a gallbladder problem. You know, we can remove it in surgery." It's like, dog, just let me die. Like honestly.
Yeah, like, it's not worth it at this point. Like, if we just keep pushing it, I'm not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it gets to a point where it's like, is it even like feasible anymore? Like, would this actually? How long would this increase my lifespan, and would it be enjoyable? That's my thing.
I'm
Like,
waiting
those
for
are
like
two
the one
factors.
like genius guy who's like, if I smoke this many cigarettes every day for until I'm 60, I will die the second I turn 60.
But that's what he spends his entire life doing, not like curing cancer or something, just calculating how many cigarettes and what he should do
Yeah.
every single
Yeah,
day
working
to
working
maximize
to
the
earn
death of
cigarettes, spending all of his savings on cigarettes.
just
Then
to
when he turns
die
60, he has
directly at
$0
60.
and 0 cents in his bank account.
He's like, goodbye. I leave you with nothing.
And then he just falls over and dies instantly. And his kids are like, "Holy shit, he was right."
The man's a genius. He did it.
They called me crazy.
You know, that's
And when he dies,
pretty wild.
his kids are like, we called him crazy. And wow, yeah, he was.
He was mentally
Calculated
deranged.
years.
Yeah, he's still
Amount of
crazy,
cigarettes
and
kills.
now he's dead.
Yeah, wow. I will not miss him.
Mhm.
It's like no one ever talks about him ever again.
He wasted all his time for this build up to be known as the man who figured out the way to die whenever he wanted.
Could you
And
imagine what
everybody
his
ignores
voice would sound like? I'm like starting to imagine it.
How you doing?
What he would look like and what his voice would
Well,
sound
he'd
like.
probably
He'd
have
probably be
stones.
pale.
His like
as
family
hell.
like hated him because he like completely neglected them for like his calculations. He's like, not now, son. I gotta do this real quick. I gotta smoke a cigarette at 3:02.
He would always have a cigarette in his mouth, but it wouldn't always be lit. Like he would just like have one there just in case, like so he could be ready. And he always had a lighter in hand.
He's just ready.
He just like converted his finger into like a lighter, so like the tip of his finger like, and like it was like lit a fire.
What do you
He
think
like
this
he like
man's
duct
name
tapes
is?
his name.
Yeah, what do you think a guy who would do this? What do you think his name would be?
Jeremy.
You think a guy
Yeah,
named Jeremy
yeah, it's
would
Jeremy.
do that?
That's
Jeremy.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like it's got to be something even
Maybe
less
Max.
anticlimactic. Just
Doug.
something
Not Max.
really boring.
Not Doug.
I don't know.
Ronald.
Claudius.
I don't know.
I just feel like he's got to have a name where it's like something that you would never ever think of ever again. Like the most boring
Adam.
name that everybody has.
John.
John Smith. Like he'd be the most basic guy,
John Smith.
but he'd be so smart that he calculated how to die at 60 from smoking.
Oh God, you know what that just reminded me of? Have you guys heard about the Tiger King documentary on Netflix?
I think you were
What?
talking about it, but I haven't heard too much. I haven't seen anything about it.
Like with the guy who, oh God, what did he do? I think he like somehow he came across money, and he just started buying tigers, and like he started his own zoo, and it was like the shittiest zoo. Like imagine, like all the animals were like neglected, like they weren't like treated properly or something, and somehow he got involved in. And dude, it's like the craziest story of all time. I haven't watched it yet, but people have been raving about it.
We
That
should
just reminded me
definitely, I think at some point we should do a review. We should start doing that every week. We watch one episode and we review it on the podcast. And we
Yeah, we
say,
can even
about
have
it,
like live action camera feeds of just like, oh, this is what I think of this movie, and boy golly, oh my god.
it was not fun.
So did he die? Is he dead now?
He went to jail, like, because he was involved in like a murder
Did the
thing.
lawsuit like wait, he was involved in a murder?
Wait, like released
Apparently.
like his like malnourished tigers on somebody?
Dude, I
Like,
don't
try
know.
to outrun this, and his tigers are like slowly crawling on the ground.
He was like insane though, like he went crazy.
Well, I'm
And then
sure.
what else happened? I think he
Sounds like
he
Split.
filed like a I forget how much it was. It was a huge lawsuit on somebody for something. I just saw like a headline somewhere. I'm like, what is going on with this guy?
Is that the thing?
And he's
where
like he
Oh, go ahead.
He's in jail right now, and he's appreciating like that Netflix made this documentary like exposing how terrible of a person he was, because he says he likes the attention or something. It's like,
I
what
mean,
kind
that
of person
that's
is
what
this
happens
guy?
when you're insane. That's
I
like with the
guess.
whole like when someone like shoots up a school or does something terrible. The news is all like this person with this face, and they're like, yes, aha,
Yeah.
follow my lead, children.
Don't say it
He's
like
gonna
that.
brainwash a bunch of little kids into owning tigers and getting involved in murders.
That guy's cool.
Bro, to be honest,
Yeah.
I've always. This is gonna sound weird now that I'm saying this, so don't associate me with it. But I always thought as a kid it'd be so cool to have like a tiger, like a trained tiger as a pet.
How would that be
Mm.
weird?
No, I said
That'd be
wouldn't
so
that be
cool. That'd be so cool.
No, but I'm saying
That'd
like
be-
we were just
yeah.
talking about how a guy was brainwashing kids to try and do the same thing as him. So like, don't
Well,
assume
that
I'm
wasn't his
weird.
intent. I think it's gonna happen. Well, it might happen.
Oh yeah, well just don't assume I'm one of the kids who got brainwashed. Okay, I haven't even watched it yet. So
Okay.
No, yeah,
I'll give you
it's
the
like-
benefit of the doubt.
I mean, do you still want one?
I don't think anymore because I feel like it'd be very not practical if we're being honest.
What the hell would you do with it? Like, that's my thing. It's like, that's a lot of work. I mean,
That's a lot of money.
Bro, you get to
That's a
ride
lot
a
of
You know,
money.
tiger.
you know how much tigers eat?
You can ride the tiger.
who says you
though.
can ride the tiger, though?
Bro, if it's your
What if he
pet,
doesn't
you
like it?
can ride it. It's big.
What if he doesn't like
What
it?
if you like? What if you like get on its back and it's like swats you off like a cat, but like it's huge, so it would like tear through your flesh.
No,
Yeah.
he's my tiger. He'll like me. This is how it works.
Are you sure? I know plenty of people with cats that hate them.
No. My tiger will like me, bro. It's a tiger. Trust me.
Dude, because you know how, like, when you step on a cat's tail, they'll, like, hiss at you and maybe, like, scratch at you or something?
Mhm.
What if you step on the fucking tiger's tail? Then what is it? Does it just kill you? Then what? What
Instantly,
happens
you
there?
just die. It's over. Give up.
He just goes like, "Ow!" And it turns out like it's been a guy in like a tiger suit this whole time.
You're like, what?
You're like, because you know how like your image
It's like
breaks.
you've watched me do so many things.
It's like in a movie where the glass shatters for the person, and you just look at his face, and it just suddenly becomes a really poorly painted on. Like when you get one of those things you get at the amusement park, tiger faces, and you're like, how could this be?
It's like I've been hiding your medication from you. I'm home, dude. It was just a free way to get food and shelter.
What a fucking twist, though. If that was how the Tiger King documentary ended. It turned out this guy was, like, tripping balls the whole time.
Face paint on and take away your glasses.
It
You
just
were
turned out
none
this
the
guy was,
wiser.
like... It turned out this guy was, like, on shrooms the whole time, and all the tigers were just, like, people he painted up to look like tigers. And that's why his zoo was so shit, because everyone knew it was, like, they were, like, normal people, and he didn't.
Dude, that reminds me of like, you ever seen the movie Tusk?
Yeah.
Oh, don't even Tusk. No.
It kind
Dude,
of reminds me
Tusk
of
is a-
that.
I was about
Tusk
to-
is a terrible movie.
It's such bad.
so
Don't look
bad.
at images of it, guys. It's terrible and disgusting. It's just not a good
The
time.
guy gets-
3,
guy
2,
gets
1,
turned-
Tusk. There it is. Look at it. It's gross, isn't it?
I'm
Isn't that
sorry, guys.
disgusting?
I'm sorry.
Don't
Yeah, he
watch
gets
this
turned
movie.
into
It's terrible.
he gets turned into a human walrus, and it's pretty epic.
It's no.
For
it's
some
not
reason, I
epic.
haven't like watched it, but like for some reason he can't like talk.
Well, because he's a human.
He
You
cut
know,
his
like,
tongue off.
He did.
Yeah, I think.
I feel
right?
like he can
He
still
fucked
talk
him
without
up.
a tongue, though.
No, he
you
I think he
can't.
sewed his mouth shut actually.
Well,
or something.
well,
No,
also,
dude. Remember the scene where he's like, ah, he's like, walruses don't cry.
No.
what? I haven't seen this movie, but that
I
sounds
don't remember that
terrifying.
scene.
So it's like when he first gets turned, he like wakes up as like the walrus, and like the crazy guy's like, walruses don't cry,
What?
cause the guy screaming, it's like ah, ah.
Because he like mangled him, didn't he? He was like he's
Yeah.
rendered useless.
Yeah, man. Well, he's not useless. He killed him.
Did he kill the? Is
Yeah.
he dead?
No, well, the guy who got turned into a walrus is still alive.
Oh,
But the
he killed the guy.
Yeah, he killed his like
Oh.
captor.
Spoiler
You know
alert,
how?
Spoiler alert. Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
sorry.
please
No one's
spoil
going to
it.
go watch Tusk. No one.
No.
The way he
Sorry,
kills
all
his
of you who were
captor.
excited to watch this
Dude.
movie.
So his captor like puts on like another like walrus skin suit. He's like unequal playing fields.
Oh,
And
that's
he's
right.
Like he's like losing. So he like breaks out of his like my survival instincts have come into play. And then he uses his tusk to like stab his feet, and then he like mangles him.
Shit.
And then
I'm
his friends
so
come.
glad.
They're like, "No,
I'm
you're
so
a walrus
glad I
now."
haven't seen this movie because sounds like the worst movie ever created.
But the funniest thing is, like, somehow by killing him, he became an animal. Like he's like a walrus now. Like that's just how he acts,
Yeah.
with like some human conscience left.
Because like yeah,
Because
like I guess he like
because killing someone after like they created you into like basically a human walrus is like what transforms you into a walrus.
then you're like you get that walrus mindset, and now you're just a walrus.
That's just so
You know?
terrible. This is not. I never want to see this movie. It sounds
And
so
like they
bad.
don't at the end they don't try to like help him at all. They just like put him in like a sanctuary.
Did the girl know? Like who was the girl? Didn't was it like his
The girl
girlfriend
was
or
his
something?
girlfriend, and like so the girlfriend and his the person who did the podcast with were like in cahoots. Not like
Oh yeah. Also, he had a podcast just like
Yeah.
my two
it
best
was
friends.
called
Guys-
the Nazi Party.
Guys, I'm
The Nazi
terrified. Now.
podcast.
I'm terrified of this now because like when you said the podcast thing, I thought it was a joke, but now I'm starting to think you guys are trying to turn me
Garrett,
into a walrus.
I'm not gonna send you out to Canada to get transformed into a walrus.
I'm just making sure, Jade. I'm starting to sweat a bit here, guys.
That's why I'm here. I'm gonna be the sacrifice. This is my first and final episode on the podcast, guys.
No,
Yeah, man.
oh
They're
my
gonna
God.
ship me to Canada in a fucking in a box, and I'm gonna show up at this millionaire's house. He's gonna take me in and raise him as his own. He's gonna
Hope y'all
transform
like
me into a
hope
walrus.
y'all like Christian as a guest because he's never coming back.
No, when
We'll have him on being like he'll just like scream. He'll go like and we're like, yo, that's epic.
No, I was before when we were talking about like I don't know why I'm going all the way back to this, but I was just thinking about it when we were talking about the tiger thing with them face painting the guys
Yeah.
for the zoo. That reminded me of the one like what is it? It's like the one My Weird Obsession or whatever, where the girl likes to do pony play. Well,
What is
she'll
that?
dress up like a horse. Like she'll put on like little chains and stuff. She'll even put like that thing that you put in horses' mouths or whatever, like to bar their mouths.
Like
or
the
whatever.
guard.
Yeah, and she like trots around like a little pen thing and acts like a horse.
But does
I
she
was-
go on like all fours or is she like on her knees?
No, I think she's like on her 2 feet and she's like galloping.
But
It's
that's
so
funny
weird.
though. That's funny. That's comedy.
No, that's you need to watch this because it's.
You ever see the video of the guy who gets like slapped by the girl and like when she runs away he like chases her on all fours?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
That's funny.
It's so funny.
Okay, here's the problem though. This woman isn't doing it for comedy's sake. She's just weird.
Okay, but like to be fair, like we all have our own little secrets.
Okay, but I don't.
Yeah,
mean,
maybe
not
that's
that
normal.
bad.
Pony.
Maybe that's like normal. Maybe that's like I drink ice water every day because I fucking love ice water.
Dude, I can
Maybe to
ice water
her,
all day,
maybe
okay?
her ice water is pony.
Okay,
being
but Christian,
pony.
drinking ice water is a normal thing. You need to stay hydrated.
But no, that's normal to us though.
But
Like,
that's
what if
the
it's not
like
normal to
that's
her?
like normalized by that's like cultural.
That's a societal thing. That's not a
Guys,
biological thing.
You just need to watch this video. I'm gonna send it to the Discord after this. It's not normal. I promise.
Oh yeah, by the way, we are recording on Discord because we are locked in our houses.
Oh,
yeah, we're all at
quarantine
each
stuff.
of our houses.
So
man.
that's our
We're
excuse for having a little bit poorer mic quality than our last.
Hopefully-
Yeah, my
Hopefully we did some adjustments. Hopefully it's not too terrible. You can still hear everybody pretty clearly, but
Mhm.
we'll see what's up.
trying to make this enjoyable for you guys as much as we
Yeah.
possibly can because we want you guys to have a good time here, just like we're having a good time. You know?
Yeah, man. Also thinking back to like the tusk, like,
Yeah.
how did that guy not die?
Like,
While
while
like the
he was
walrus?
being transformed.
Yeah, like how? How is he still alive? Also, how did his body fit that huge like walrus body?
Listen, I
Did he
haven't seen
cut
the
all his
movie.
limbs off or something? Is that what happened?
I'm fairly certain he did. Yeah, like he used his own skin to make the walrus suit, but like, shouldn't there like still be a lot of room left in that?
Yeah, it's like a
haven't seen
massive
this.
plot hole.
This sounds terrifying, and I feel like we should stop talking about it because I'm very uncomfortable.
Okay, we can.
Well, I mean, it's like it's kind of like he should be like dead, you know?
Well,
yeah.
obviously,
Any
yeah.
normal person in real life would have died from such like abuse, but
Obviously, if your
just-
body didn't give out, I feel like your mind would. Like you literally just like your mind would. Just
well, his
stop
mind did
functioning.
get.
Yeah.
He became a walrus.
He became the walrus.
No,
Garrett.
but I don't mean like becoming the walrus. I mean like your brain would physically just go, "Hey, I can't do this anymore," and like give up.
I
Well,
guess
he reverted to like a primal state. That's basically what that is.
that's what it means to become the walrus. You get
Oh
back
my
to your
God.
primal instincts, your survival
Become a
instincts.
Neanderthal.
Yeah,
You
man.
become a rock eater.
Yeah, but no, it's
Yeah.
funny. He should have died. Like he should have just been like dead.
Well, yeah.
The movie shouldn't have existed.
Yeah,
He should
man.
have bled out like halfway through, and then credits roll. That's the end in real life.
You guys ever have any like moments where you've been like actually close to like death or like at least major injury?
I'll have to think about that. I think there's times where like I've just done really stupid stuff. Like, we went to freshman year. We went on a music trip to Canada, and
Mm.
there was a lot of times I'd cross the road without even looking, and I'm pretty sure
Oh
cars
God,
got pretty close to just almost hitting me.
wasn't that when we were playing at the one like plaza type area or
Yeah, it
whatever?
was like there was a nice plaza area, and we were like moving stuff from the buses to like where we were playing, and
Yeah.
like sometimes I like checked real quick, and then like maybe I noticed the car, but it wasn't like close enough, I guess, for me to recognize it, and I just kept walking, and people were like, "Garrett, you literally almost just got hit," and I was like, "What?"
But the thing is, though, it's like
You're
a
like,
calculated risk. Like if you see the car and you know, like just based on your intuition, that it's going tops 30 miles an hour, you have enough time to go. Like
Yeah.
so many people are like, "Oh, I gotta wait just because what if it speeds up?" Like no, it's probably not gonna like
Also, there's
speed
a
up and
human in there
accelerate to
that
90
doesn't
miles
want to
an
go to
hour.
jail for hitting you, so
And
they'll
that's
slow
looking
down.
right at you and sees exactly what you're doing and is probably only paying attention to you right now. So
Exactly.
you have to trust that people aren't retarded, and you can kind of trust them a little bit
Yeah.
that they won't hit you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess you
I've
never
had a
know. I
couple.
mean, you never know. Someone could be drunk. Someone could be on their phone. There's always those special moments, but 99% of the time, you're fine. Like you're
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
What about you, Christian? You have any close to death moments?
Well, I don't really like. I don't really get hurt a lot, but like I've had a lot of times where I should have gotten like seriously injured, and a stroke of like God just intervened, or whatever fucking deity you want to fucking believe in. I don't care. Like
Mhm.
intervened and then fucking saved my life. Because
Like, can you give an example?
like yeah, like I would do like parkour on the elementary school jungle gym because I was a badass, and like
Just the coolest kid in
I would
fifth
like be
grade.
on I would be on top of the monkey bars like walking, and I would like slip, and then I would land on my ass, but I wouldn't fall off, and I'm like, because like I could have like if I landed on my head, that would have been crazy bad for me because they're pretty high up, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like it like Kids Kingdom's like this it's like this giant jungle gym that's got like there's like a baseball field there, I think. A lot of open space. It's really fun actually. Like when I was a kid, it was so much fun to play there. They had all kinds of like random like stuff to do there with like swings. There was like this little tire thing. There were like a bunch of tires like buried in the ground that you would jump across to get to this platform. It was really cool.
Mhm.
But like I would like speed run that shit and go
Speed run.
like at least 10 miles an hour. I mean that doesn't sound fast, but
Yo,
when
bro,
you're
I
like
found the
running,
new.
that's pretty fast.
Bro, I found the new skip. If you
You're like, I'm
do
going as
two,
fast as Sonic.
if you do two tires at one time, it maximizes time, maximizes
Yeah,
efficiency.
I would like lab the Kids Kingdom and find the new tech, and then I would speed run it, and I would get the best times.
Any
And
kid
like
would come
multiple
up to you.
times, like there was like this bridge, and I would go up on the side and like jump like side to side, you know, like oh look at this, I'm like wall jumping, and like I almost fell off once, and I was like holy shit,
Real life wall
that could have been
jump.
really bad. And like after that, I would take like 10 minutes to just like sit down and be like, oh my god, and I would
How old
continue
were
doing
you?
it because I was a child. I was like maybe like 12 probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
isn't that like? No,
Maybe.
wait, that's like sixth, seventh grade. I was about to say fifth grade's like 10, right?
Yeah, maybe I was younger. I don't know. I don't know the last time
Yeah,
I
I
was
was just
Kids
thinking.
Kingdom.
No, dude, that reminds me of. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, frick. That reminds me of. Reminds me of something, but I forgot it now. 'Cause
I
I'm an
can go.
idiot.
I mean, I was gonna, like, oh, dude, I don't even know how long. Like 12 years ago, when I was like, no, not 12 years ago. Never mind. So, they were like building the house like next to, my neighbor's house. The one who was like standing in the grass for like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Yeah.
building his house, and there was like this huge like pile of like dirt and gravel.
Okay.
And my neighbor and I were like, dude, we should like jump, like, no, not jump, but we should like bike up that thing and like do something. And I was like, that sounds like super cool, dude. So we were like biking up there, and of course, me being like some like stupid like elementary schooler, I didn't know how to like properly ride a bike without like falling over at times.
Mhm.
So like I'm on this like super like narrow like mound of like gravel and dirt, and of course it's like loose. So I like slip on it, and I'm like, oh, here I go, and I like the I fall down this hill, and like I almost like impaled my head on something. I don't even know what
Oh my
I think it was like
god.
it was like a piece of like metal sticking out that was just like laying there.
That's legitimately
Jesus
terrifying.
Christ.
You guys remember in fifth grade? Sorry, I'm gonna sidetrack. But you guys remember in fifth grade how you were like super cool if you were like fast? You could run
Mhm.
fast.
Yeah.
Because like we had at our schools we have 4 elementary schools where we go to school, and there's something called the Gymboree where it's like all the
Mhm.
kids like basically track and field for 4th and 5th graders. Anyway,
But it was everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone had to do something.
4th and 5th grade, everybody had to do something as track and field. And I just remember them having the time trials, I guess, where they just had you like run as fast as you could to the end. And I was like, I'm killing it, boys. I'm so fast. And then you'd see the one kid faster and you'd be like, I'm gonna beat you someday. And now nobody
Mhm.
could care less.
Yeah, like
I mean,
now
maybe
it's
if
like
you're in track and field. You
Yeah,
care.
but that's it.
yeah, so like it's the only people that care in track and field pretty much.
I mean, also I was part of like the jump rope team because I was like bad at everything.
You did jump roping because I remember I did like the whatever it was where you were like on a team with like it was like a 4x400 or whatever.
I was a
Relay
relay
race?
race.
Yeah, like I was in one of the relay races.
Yeah. I was on a relay race too. We might have been on the same one, Garrett. I forget.
No, because I mean we might have been in the same race, but we would have been on different teams.
Yeah, it was by school.
Oh yeah, because that's
'Cause
right.
we were on different
you
schools.
moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was jump roping, and I remember like, dude, this one kid, he like did not know how to do it correctly, so he would like move a lot. You know, like if you're like jump roping, you usually stay in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe he was like jumping too early or something, but he was like moving forward and like side to side. He hit my jump rope and messed both of us up,
No.
and I was like, oh my god, dude, because like my friends were like watching me, and I was like, dude, this sucks.
Dude,
I even put
That's
sunscreen
sabotage.
on. I know. I was about to punch him.
2 things I remember from
Bullshit.
Gymboree also is the hula hoop competitions. Those kids knew how to hula hoop. They went for like
Oh,
2
yeah.
hours straight. It was crazy.
Wasn't like Lindsay? Wasn't or shit?
I think it was like Winnie.
Never mind.
Cut that out. Cut that.
I literally just edited the last episode and I had to do extra work because you messed up, and I've done it myself.
You're not doing it for me too. And
You're also
slipped,
doing
dude,
extra
I
work because you
slipped.
had to put in the pictures.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you'll just have to remember that. Anyway, so there'd be people who were really good, and then I also remember jump roping. I remember there was some kids that would just do it, and they'd do like the fake jump rope where you throw it over and then basically just step over the rope and throw it over again. Like they wouldn't actually jump.
Like you're
rope.
not like jumping, like you like yeah.
You weren't
I know what you mean.
continuously moving. It was like throw the rope, step, and it was like really bad. I was
Because
like,
yeah, you would
kidding
step
me?
through it. You wouldn't jump. You have to like
No.
jump. I feel like.
It was like, and that kid won, and I was like, this is stupid. He went to Park Hills, and I was like, you're dumb. Like,
Mhm.
you cheated. This isn't fair.
Park Hills is a really nice school.
Yeah, I went there recently.
Like,
It's
it is
pretty.
not, like okay, so I think only in recent times though, because I performed there a little bit ago.
Yeah, I
Garrett,
performed there with you.
We performed there, dude. They had like this like Zen garden with like fish in the pond, and I'm like,
Yeah, they had
what?
like a koi pond.
What?
It was crazy.
They
Yeah.
have like
Like at the elementary school?
yeah,
What?
they have
It's
like a
better
bridge
than
and
our
like
high school.
rocks and like flowers and stuff, and like they have like a pond with like fish in it. I was like, I was like bewildered. I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild.
It's a shame that all those fish are gonna die because there's no one there to take care of them right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I bet they didn't even think about that.
Probably not. That's the last of that's the last thing they're worried about is some fish in a pond.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but it's like you gotta.
Dude, they're gonna
prioritize
get
them.
back and like see like 10 fish skeletons.
Yeah, like all the kids come in, they come out to like eat lunch or something. And they're like just chatting it up, and there's like 50 dead fish just floating at the top of like the pond area. We'll be fine.
That would be funny.
Sorry, I'm eating nice. You know me.
Nah, dude. I
Crunch.
eat nice is great. I love eating
Fucking
ice.
love ice, bro.
I feel like somebody told me at one point though, it's like it's really weird to eat ice. They were like, I think I was told if you eat ice, it's like,
It slows your metabolism, I think.
well, something like that, or it's like you're sexually frustrated. I was like, thanks, I guess. I was so confused by it. I was
Or
like,
like
I
it's
have-
like a personality trait. Like
yeah, if you like to chew ice,
okay.
you're like, I was
Okay,
like,
but to be fair,
thanks.
I'm thinking that you're hearing these from people who are like, you know, the same people who are like, dude, what's your horoscope?
No, okay, it's not from those. Well, I don't know. I don't remember if she was one of those types of people, but horoscope people
Good.
annoy me.
Would your mom tell you that or something?
No. It was somebody who graduated a while back.
Yeah, son, if you eat ice, I hear it means you're sexually. It's like, thanks, mom.
Means a lot.
Oh, well, I mean, some of that stuff like is just so general and so applicable to anyone in any given slice of the population that
Mhm.
you can just throw it up there and be like, okay, well, this applies to everyone. So if you're this, then that means you are specific. Like, it's so weird. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Because
I
like
definitely agree.
anyone could have this trait and be like, that's me, like sometimes. And then
Mhm.
there's other times where it is actually, there's a coincidence where it's like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of interesting. But it's rare, it's not real.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a proper time to end the podcast.
Yeah,
So
All right.
thank you all for watching. If you like the episode, leave a like or don't. I don't really care. And if you haven't died from the coronavirus, or you're not too bored in quarantine, why not subscribe?
yeah, that'd be awesome. Don't forget, Christian. I think we'll maybe have him on next week, and he might just become a regular on here with me and Jade. Because honestly, it was a great time talking with you.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah.
really good time with you guys, man. Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, he's also
Thank you
our
so much for
editor,
coming on.
So
Even if the SWAT team does come and raid my house, and I might not be here next time, I just want to say how much I appreciate you guys and the podcast.
yep.
It was a fantastic time. I thank you.
It was
guys,
great having you
seriously.
on, man.
So
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching.
we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.